Yes, people, welcome back to Life Be Like, first podcast of the year. So we've got Aaron Ashton.
Yes, bro.
Co-host. Gigi's back again.
Co-host.
But yeah, we've just had Unleashed. Is it Unleashed 4?
Unleashed 4's finished now, yeah. Just banger in the hanger.
Yeah, sick. So yeah, we've just had Unleashed, banger in the hanger, Unleashed 4. And Aaron fought on there as well. And obviously Gigi was putting the event on. So wanted to get him in just to talk about a few things from the boxing, the events, where they're going to go with the events, and then obviously what me and T are up to, multiple things within music videos, film.
Just the general journey, really.
Yeah, 100%. So if we start with you, Aaron, if you just sort of intro yourself a little bit, and then we'll go into the fight.
Yeah, so my name's Aaron Ashton, aka Gringo Mandingo. I'm the we'll get into that later. Straight in. I'm the current Unleashed heavyweight champion, plus the Staffordshire heavyweight champion, plus the Black Country heavyweight champion. I've done unlicensed boxing, I've done MMA, I've done bare knuckle. On top of that, I'm a dad, production manager in a manufacturing company, loads of other boring shit, partner, fucking multiple time divorcee, fucking you name it, I've probably had a go at it. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's probably my third, fourth podcast now.
Yeah, that's it.
And this is the first time I've done it like a chat with the boys rather than it just being a fucking sit down interview. So I like the vibe.
Yeah,
A bit more relaxed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just takes the pressure off. It doesn't feel like a fucking job interview.
Yeah. Well, it can feel like a little bit, and I think that's where sometimes people go wrong. Is the most entertaining conversations to me are when people are a bit more chilled out and actually being themselves, because they're just talking back and forth. As soon as someone interviews me, I'm it's thought about answers, or you know what I mean?
Just
out of my brain stopping. Yeah. So once you get into a conversation, it's always.
I always find as well there's that awkward 15, 20 minutes at the start where it's you're figuring out the dynamic.
Breaking into it.
And then all of a sudden it's oh shit, we're doing a podcast.
Let's just get straight into Mandingo then, break the ice.
Yeah, do it. So that's your name?
It is my name, yeah. It's my ring name. So yeah, obviously you want to know where it comes from.
The origin.
So if you've seen Django, which you pointed out earlier, there's a thing in Django called Mandingo fighting.
Yeah.
Where they basically get two slaves and they make a fight to the death. And something about it resonated with me. I was like, I like this Mandingo fighting. I like the idea of So foolishly, I was like, Mandingo. And up popped a load of big black dicks on my phone. And I was like, that's some...
How would you explain that to the missus?
I just thought that's Tarantino trying to fuck with people, that is. He knew people were going to Google Mandingos, and then away we go.
That's funny.
But then, obviously the other meaning of it is big black cock. But I thought, I like Mandingo fighting, don't really like big black cock. But I feel like I'm going to fucking steal that.
Yeah.
And that was where the Gringo Mandingo was born. So it was... Gringo means foreigner in Spanish. Yeah. Specifically to people like north of the border, obviously. Gringo's Mexican thing. Yeah. North of the border is the Americans, so it's like white guy. So the ring name became white guy with a big black cock.
That's your next ring walk, I reckon, just swinging it.
I'll stick to the one I got, thanks.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, no, so that definitely rings true. And obviously, how do you feel from the last fight then? How?
Oh mate, honest to God, it was obviously you guys have all seen it. It was a hell of a fight. The guy I fought, Dane, it was actually a rematch. I thought, was it November, the first fight?
October, I think. October,
end of October.
Halloween, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I came in as a last minute replacement first time round. Tommy Entry was meant to take the fight and he pulled out. Why did he pull out?
I heard about that.
I think he had another fight scheduled or stuff. He wanted to just focus on one fight.
He was fighting Justice a couple of weeks after.
I think it was Justice,
Yeah, which is a fight that anybody needs to get ready for, to be
definitely
fair.
Focus for that.
So I jumped in last minute the first time round and I stopped him in 2.5 minutes. He had injuries leading up to the fight, so he asked for a rematch on the spot. I gave him a rematch.
Yeah.
And I mean... Obviously with Dane at the time, he was a guy who sort of specifically works directly for, okay, I've got a fight in 8 weeks, I'm going to work for him. I'm somebody who trains day in, day out, I'm always fit, I'm always ready
just
to
ready
go.
for whatever's coming.
Yeah, because I've had it with, I've took fights on the same day before where I've got out of bed, ate my fucking breakfast, my phone's rang and said, do you want to come and fight Wales' strongest man tonight,
Really?
like 5 hours time. I'm like, fucking yeah, let's go. And I went and I beat him as well. But it's like
Light work.
you kind of need to be ready for these things because they're opportunities, and that opportunity with that Welsh strong man opened up other opportunities. And same with Arthur, he made the call, asked if I fancied a fight. Was it a week?
I think it was a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, week's notice. I jumped on it. I had a pretty epic ring walk first time round. And it was my first experience at Arthur's show, and it was like, fuck me, Arthur's kind of onto something here. This is
different.
Yeah, different. You know, I've fought on.
It's very professional the way it's all set up, man. Definitely.
It's not just professional though. Like I've fought on professional shows before. You know, CSL.
They're quite professional. Yeah.
It's a very well run show. Good production values.
Yeah,
everything's done to a time. Everything's done the right way. They've got good medics in place, good procedures. People checking hand wraps. People checking gloves. Proper fucking medicals. After fight medicals. They've got fucking ambulances waiting outside the show just in case. Yeah, they do all the right things. They do a lot of the wrong things, but we ain't going to get into that. But for the most part, it's a very well-run show, very professionally run, and there's good teams involved. Arthur's has got all of that, but there's a different... It's hard to explain it.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
I was about to say it's a bit of a community vibe as well, because I feel like everyone that's been there has been like the last few, and everyone kind of like recognises each other.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't at the first couple of shows, so I don't know how organic the shift was, but it's gone from being like a pretty big-time boxing show to being something that's like a cross between a boxing show, a rave, and just a fucking good night out.
It's definitely, it's carving, in my opinion, it's carving its own thing. So like, I said to Arthur, like, at first it's like, okay, he's doing something that's already being done, and so he's joining the space. Do you know what I mean? So he's, say all these people are doing it, he's coming in and he's doing his own one at a high level. Now it feels like he's fucking off over there and doing his own thing. You know what I mean? So he's like, he's joined in the unlicensed boxing scene. Now it's become its own thing. What else is doing Unleashed?
Well, this is what I say. Like, so I fought on big shows. I fought on small hall shows. I fought in social clubs and fucking back rooms of pubs and fucking all sorts. I fought on bare knuckle shows, which was big. The one in Fenton Man, it was like 4,000 people. It was a big fucking show. But even that, it's like Arthur's has just got something different. I can't.
It is a lit night though. It is a vibe.
Yeah,
like, it's all like the music in between. Everyone's popping
up.
You know,
allow me.
I watched you speak to Jimmy, and I still don't know what you said. He was like,
I just kept it. I kept it on one level.
Face, I don't know what the fuck.
Just threw syllables at it.
Yes, go on.
But I can't quite put my finger on what it is that's so different about it. But I think it's just a combination of things. It's in its own space. There's nothing else like it. The only thing you could really compare it to is like Misfits. Now, I've never been to a Misfits show, but you're talking about the biggest licensed, unlicensed show in the country.
Yeah.
Well,
there is in the world, I'd say.
Sick that you've touched on Misfits as well, because I was actually, I think it was my mum I was talking to about it, but I was talking about your show, and then, oh no, it's my old man actually, I was saying how I've watched you, we went to Misfits together to do with the other project that we're doing. And we obviously took in the whole thing of Misfits and how amazing it was run and fucking how big it just felt like we were there, and we were impressed by like the fact we were there and like how big it was, how well it was run. And then he said to me on the night, like, I'm downloading some of the information sort of thing from how they're doing things, and they're doing it, and watching the next show I'm like, he's took a big leap up from the one before. So it's like learning, and you're taking in things around you and going, how can I come from here and get to there? Because there were a few things on the new one that felt, even like the touch with the cards with everyone's name on. Like, it's a little touch, but it
What's
it
these
has
cards
a big...
with people's names on?
You know what I mean? Name on it?
Lanyard.
You know,
Where the fuck's my cards?
In Fighter, it says Fighter on it.
I didn't get my fighter.
I got
Listen, when you walk in the ring, you do not need a card saying Fighter. You not let one look at you. That's it.
I've got the belt.
There you go.
I've only got 3 belts.
Only 3.
They know the Mandingos in the building.
I feel like as well, you know, because like it is like white collar, and you have just kind of got like your average blokes doing it. It makes them feel well important. It just like it makes them feel like, oh, this is actually something I really want to be a part of. Not just like fight once and try and find the next one.
This is the difference. I think one of the differences, like on some of the other shows I've fought on, the promoter will get in touch with you, say, I've got a fight for you, send me a picture, send me a record. You do that. The as far as they go with promotion is copy and pasting your picture onto a poster with your opponent, sending you that and going, right, sell your tickets. Like, your show ain't like that. You put money into the press conferences, the weigh-ins. the amount of media that's there at the actual show between videographers, photographers, multiple photographers, like people float.
75 photographers.
You got the
slapping people out of the way.
You got the
but
live stream as well.
Yeah, the live stream.
I had all the photographers fighting at the side of the ring before, and they're like, I got this one.
And then add to that, you kind of encourage the social media thing by like if somebody tags the Unleashed page on Instagram, you'll share it, you'll put it on their story. So it encourages every fucker in the room to get the phone out and record something. So
exactly.
you've
You're
got
active with the audience and that.
You've got layers and top of layers of exposure for the fighters. That's a promoter, somebody who promotes not just the show but the fighters. Yeah. You don't get that everywhere else. You're expected to sell your own fucking tickets, promote yourself, and that's fucking hard when
you're training and then you got to do that on top of it as well.
Yeah, man. On top of being a family man, on top of a career, on top of delivering tickets, on top of chasing money for tickets, dealing with injuries, your diet, your nutrition, everything else, rest, recovery, a million fucking
For
things.
a lot of the fighters as well, selling tickets is the hardest thing, isn't it?
It's
people are
massive.
like, how are you going to get people's hard-earned money out of their pocket into yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the hardest
But
thing,
that's
isn't
where the promotion comes in, because they go, this can't be missed, this looks too good, you know what I mean? So then you kind of get them on board with all the work that you do.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
for me, as a prime example, I'm not a ticket seller. My first fight, I sold like 80 tickets. My second fight, I sold like 50 tickets. And then my third went down to 30, and it just slowly dwindled off to the point where I stopped asking for tickets, and I'd either go and fight for a purse, or I'd just fight because it was a fight that interested me. But that's changed. Like the first show at Arthur's, I was last minute, so I wasn't selling tickets anyway. But then the second time, it was like, I think I had like 35 people buying tickets. Like, this is a fucking... People stopped buying tickets from me before, but because of the promotion that he's putting in, people are like, fuck me, Aaron's relevant, like, Aaron's a big deal. It's like, I'm no much of a bigger deal than I was 6 months ago when you wouldn't buy tickets from me.
The crazy thing about social media, though, is there's so much what people think. Like, do you know, like, with my thing, I post a lot, like, so it's very clear that I'm active. And like sometimes I'll have had a quiet week, but like because people see it so much, like me working or whatever, every time the first thing someone says to me, oh fucking hell, you're active, ain't you? You're non-stop or whatever. And sometimes I am, but sometimes I ain't. But it keeps it relevant in their mind. So when they think of, say, somebody they want, like a music video director or something, it's popping in their head.
Because
so, like,
they've seen you 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so they're seeing
story.
you're relevant in their mind, and it's like getting the mind to catch up with what's actually happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what social media can do in the right way.
But that's a big thing that a lot of fighters don't do properly.
Yeah.
Like the social media thing, you need to fucking eke it for everything it's worth. Like
you have to promote yourself.
You really do. Like in this day and age, that's how you sell your tickets. And there's fucking lads at my gym that are better boxers than I am. Let alone lads in the same like region. There's a lot of people out there that are better than me. But the fact of it is, I know how to market myself.
Yeah.
And I try and say this to fucking everybody who's getting into boxing. It doesn't matter how good of a boxer you are. It's if people don't care about you, it doesn't fucking
Why
matter.
should they come and watch you fight? Yeah, exactly.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah, inside the baller and Matt Rose, like technically, there's like you're saying, there would have been better boxers down the card, or like earlier on in the card, but because of the interest of them two, it became a massive fight. Bro, I was gassed for that fight. Like,
Everyone built the hype correctly.
That baller sold like a silly amount of tables.
A silly amount, yeah. He done standards and tables as well. So
and they promoted the shit out of it. So they were like he did one where he was like in the bath and was like, you know, like just funny reels.
Yeah, but of course,
like,
it works both ways, because you get busy and then you're going to think, oh, he's a good fighter and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
So.
But it's how you promote yourself. Like the baller, people cared about him because it wasn't just like, oh, he's a big personality. It's like, he's a positive motherfucker. Nothing negative leaves that guy's mouth, apart from when he's talking about Matty Rose, obviously. But then couple that in with this like weight loss journey, and people can see like he's taking this seriously, and even if he's not taking the boxing seriously, he's
done something good already.
He's embracing this positive change that's happening in his life. So people start investing in the journey. It's the same with me to a degree. Like because I got into boxing because of mental health and whatever else. It's like people kind of got on board with that. It's like my life was a bit of a shit show a couple of years ago, but then people all of a sudden are like, he's doing something with this. He was in a bad way, and now he's fucking relevant. He's got in shape. He's boxing. He's actually quite good at it.
It's inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah, because that motivates people.
People like the amount of people that reach out to me, and like fuck me, I never thought anybody would call me an inspiration. But it's like a weekly occurrence now. People will message me saying, I think it's so inspiring the way you compose yourself, the way because you know me, I'm a respectful guy. Like I've never shit talked anybody who I've fought. It's like that's just not me. I think it's fake, and I don't need to
You
do
don't
it.
need to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Let the boxing speak.
Yeah, it hypes fights for certain people, but like I enjoy the fighting. I ain't really in it for the money sort of thing, but I do like money. But yeah, I think that's where you've got to, people have got to care about you.
And yeah, it's got to resonate with them a little bit. So like you can do the shit talking stuff, and people might want to watch you fight to watch you lose. But then the other route is more what you do, which is like, I'm here to fight, but
They're real, innit?
Yeah, real, and they buy into you as a person. So they want you to win. Whereas when sometimes the more like your Conor McGregor's and that, half of them are,
They want to see
They want to see him lose. Yeah, the Mayweather effect in it.
Yeah, and then you get, say the Matt Rose and Baller one was kind of I felt like it was an in-between where it wasn't, I didn't really want either of them to lose, but I was just invested in the back and forth, do you know what I mean? Because it didn't go over the line too much, or like...
Are you fucking joking? You're not in the group chat?
I'm new to the group chat, so I didn't hear all the other stuff.
To be fair, again, just like my fighter lanyard, I wasn't invited in the fucking group chat.
Exclusive VIP group chat.
I was seeing the screen recordings come up, I was like... He said that about his missus.
I feel like the shit talking works. So you know, like you only would shit talk if someone proper violated you, and then that's when you mean it. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? I've fucking said this a million times though. If somebody shit talks me, like on a disrespectful level, I'll pull out the fight and I'll be around your fucking house.
Yeah.
Forget the fucking show. Like I ain't here for none of that.
Find me another opponent. This guy's finished. He's gone.
But that's because like I give respect and I demand respect.
Don't mug me off.
Yeah, exactly.
I do find, and Gigi said this to me about fighters being very respectful people and stuff, and we were talking about rappers and how sometimes rappers aren't as easy to be around because there's a lot of ego and bravado there, and like you're trying to project an image, whereas
Very
fighters can live their image a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I do think that comes from a sense of, probably from fighting, you grow a sense of self, if you know what I mean, because you're tested and you're like you get to know yourself a bit better, so you're more at ease in rooms. Yeah. And I think you watch people who have kind of, I've had to do that, not in fighting, but like I had to get to know myself in fucking
social situations.
Trying to grow as a person and do better with my work and things like that. So we always talk about like leaving your ego at the door and stuff, and like we don't like chilling with people who are too much about the way they're coming across, or like they're second guessing everything. And I have seen that with fighters, that there's like they're chilling to be around, whereas from the outside, when I hadn't chilled around loads of boxers or anything, I'd have probably said some of them wouldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? You maybe expect them to be like trying it all the time, or like belittling you or whatever it is, but it's the opposite, to be honest.
So I had I've got a fight in 8 weeks against a guy called Elliot Palmer. It's good, very good. He'll arguably the best boxer I've faced up to date. And the way the fight came about was because the promoter, Mark Dwyer, saw my fight with Dane, the first one, and he saw my walkout. Obviously, you've seen the walkout, you've seen the people I come out with, you see how it looks. And the guy he brought down the gym to interview me, he already had a preconceived notion of the type of person I was. Yeah. And because all he saw was this walkout and this fight, and the first fight was just... Yeah. It was fucking violent. The first fight, I came out like a fucking wrecking ball. Yeah. Like the last fight, I boxed, and I boxed real nice. Yeah. The first fight, it was just violence. Yeah. It was windmilling, it was just big fucking overhands, big uppercuts, loads of shouting, loads of aggression, in the ring, obviously. And I got him out there quick. I dropped him twice throughout the fight, and he wouldn't get back up the second time. Couldn't get back up. And that portrayed an image. And when this guy came down the gym to interview me, he said to me, like, after like 5 minutes of talking, he was like, you know what, I'll judge this book by its cover. He says, you're quite articulate, you can hold a conversation, you're intelligent. He said, we were hesitant about having you on the show because we didn't think we'd be able to fucking control you.
See, that's kind of, you know, what's about social media, that's the flip side of it now, because it's like, he's seen one side and he thinks, oh, that's him, but actually you completely changed his opinion.
You look at my Instagram, if you don't like, you know, you don't hear me talk, or you don't look at any of the podcasts or anything else, all you'll see is this heavyweight guy covered in tattoos, hangs around with some rough looking folk, walks out to the ring in a fucking balaclava, goes out there and beats the fuck out of everybody. Every time I'm on camera I got a fucking black eye.
Literally, I know. So the first time you messaged me, I had nothing to go off. I just looked at his Instagram and was like, fucking hell, this guy wants to beat me up. He said, lured you to the gym. First time I met him, he's like, oh, fucking, we was on the same card, innit? He said, oh, let's come, pop down, we'll go for a spar, we're on the same card, we'll have a little spar, I think. all right, he wants to punish me up, doesn't he? So no worries, I'll be there.
I forgot about that actually. That's the first time.
You look at the profile picture, see a black eye, I think, fuck that.
But then obviously I met him with sound, and it's just
Come to some grimy gym and
yeah. Oh no, worse than Dudley, like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the ghetto, mate.
It sounds hectic if it's called Liar.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Like,
but that is boxing though. Like, you know, I get it all the time. I get invites to go and spar lads all the fucking time. And even now I get dubious about places. Like when I was sparring with RM the other day, like he gave me the address to the place. I got there and it was like late, and I was just like, the fuck am I walking into here? Like, you know, I
good job you're a fighter though. Could be more prepared.
Going back to what you just said about like being comfortable in rooms, it's like I've done this a million times. I've walked into some fucking situation. If I can walk out to a bare knuckle boxing match, I think I can walk into this gym. And
you do have to have them words with yourself sometimes, though, because I get it, bro. When we're turning up to some music videos where I don't know the people or something, you get mad anxiety on the way. So it's just like it's a very lonely job when like I'm going on my own and like I'm trying to get the best standard possible. And say if I ain't got no one coming with me on that specific shoot, sometimes you're turning up to a city you don't know. Like an area you don't know, you're just given a postcode or something. Sometimes the
half times everyone's in ballies.
That's what I mean about artists. I still don't know what the geezer looks like. I've done 3 music videos for him, no idea what he looks like. And it's like, so you're getting out, but then you've got to be confident and you've got to then tell people what to do. Some people don't like being told what to do, do you know what I mean? And but that you also have to have a word with yourself. Every time I'm driving to a shoot like that, I'm always the same conversation. Like I just list in my head the things that I've gone and done and pulled off, like shut the fuck up sort of thing.
Yeah, you do command respect in it after a while.
Yeah, you've got to, and I think I've been on shoots where if you let that voice get the better of you, say when you turn up to that boxing thing, it'll come across because you're not yourself.
It'll affect the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I've done that before and seen that it didn't go as well as when I just walk in command, and if something goes wrong, something fucking goes wrong. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. And all you can do is just fucking ride the current. Like,
100%.
It's the same with the boxing match. Like that Unleashed, the most recent one. There was a delay before my fight. Now I'd warmed up like a little bit too early, and came out to the ring, stood behind the curtain, getting ready to go out, and the baller fucking must have waffled on for a good half an hour in that ring. And the whole fucking time I'm like, come on, man, like, I'm ready to go.
Losing my vibe.
Yeah, exactly. I've got like fucking 20-30 people behind the curtain telling me to rip this geezer's fucking soul out and getting in my ear and psyching me up.
Was that when the
stilt walker?
And then the stilt walker came out
at the time.
Yeah, well, that was because my opponent had been delayed. He wasn't quite ready. So like the baller finally got out. I was like, right, okay, we're gonna go in a minute. And then is it Taz?
Tal.
Tal comes over and goes, Dane needs 5 minutes. I was like, for fuck's sake, he's just had half an hour while he's been watching.
What do you mean?
I was like, no, it's boxing, it is what it is. But he went back.
Did you get a bit of an adrenaline dump at that point?
Nah, not so much. I'm pretty calm before a boxing match. The bare knuckle ones are a little bit different. You have to manage your adrenaline a bit more because
well, but your heart's racing because you're definitely going to get hurt if you're getting whacked. You know what I mean?
And even if you're not getting whacked in the bare knuckle, you're going to hurt your hands.
Well, you don't want to get exactly.
And they fucking hurt. I'd rather cut my face open than break my hands again.
Yeah, you got to work with these, innit?
Exactly. With like, I was having this conversation at work earlier because I'm fighting bare knuckle again in 3 weeks.
I'll get into that. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, he's a fucking monster lad I'm fighting. He's ex-UFC fighter, ex-Bellator fighter, ex-BAMMA heavyweight champion, ex-BKB European champion, and the list goes on and on and on.
Is there a purse for that fight then? Surely.
Yeah. So they basically got in touch with me because nobody else wanted to fight.
Yeah.
Me being a fucking idiot, I was like, how much?
Yeah.
So there's good coin in it.
Yeah.
No ticket sales. It's like which for me.
So you can just focus on the camp and just get your head in the game.
And it's quite a small promotion, so all I've got is a date. It's just like be in Somerset on this date at this time, be ready to go.
Send it in.
Which for me is the perfect sort of fight like that because with the bare knuckle, there's so much stress involved in it, like mental stress going into it. You don't really need to be running around selling tickets. You don't really want to be doing press conferences and face-offs because I don't know. It's a bit
so brutal, especially a bit like with the family as well. Like, I bet like your missus obviously a bit like go steady, but it's like how can I go steady in the fucking bare knuckle? But do you know what I mean?
My missus at this point is kind of fucking numb to it. She's like, you're a fucking idiot.
She's like whacking for me.
Yeah, you know I she's supportive. Don't get me wrong, she's supportive. It's more my dad. My dad's like, you're my only boy.
Oh fuck's sake.
But yeah, like with the bare knuckle, it's got such an emotional and mental tax going into it because of the consequences, and because it fucking hurts. You know, a gloved boxing match, weirdly, doesn't really fucking hurt. You know yourself, don't you?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Your adrenaline goes up a little bit, and
you can take a blow, can't you?
Yeah, you don't feel it. You know when shit's registering, but it's more like you feel the concussion of it rather than the pain from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like you spin a little bit and it's like, whoa, my balance is going, okay, tuck up. In reality, you've just been fucking hammered, but you don't feel like you've been hammered. Your balance has gone a little bit and you just tuck up, shut up and wait for it to be over. But with the bare knuckle, it fucking stings. When you get clubbed, it's a sharp, piercing pain, and it's so fucking painful that you can focus on the pain so much that you're distracted from the facts that you're trying to box. Yeah.
We see that a little bit. We've seen that in the bare knuckle. Is it BKFC, the big one?
The new one, yeah.
So you've seen. I watched like the Mike.
It's probably licensed though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've watched it. It's really professional.
You see some of them, like Luke Rockhold got his teeth broken, that didn't he? And like, you know when you're watching punches land, it just feels and like sounds so much more brutal.
So the last bare knuckle I had, I got hit in the ear. That was what ended the fight, and the guy I fought went on to fight on BYB, which is what BKB's now become, a big American company. He's good and he can hit. But I threw a left hook at him. He rolled under, hit me with an overhand, and it caught me on the ear, and it split my ear along the inside. It was 9 stitches on the middle. I knew I was in trouble because obviously your ear's where your balance sits. Yeah, so my legs started to go. Yeah, I backed up. And he's come at me, and I threw the same fucking stupid left hook. And I've watched him go under. I thought, yep, this is
in slow-mo.
And then he's hit me again on the fucking same ear, and I think it was the second one that ripped the top of my ear off. So I got another 7 stitches down there, and my ear was literally in like 3 fucking pieces.
Because he just like glanced at any and just fucking. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking heavy.
But yeah, it took the ear off. I ate the dank.
Took the ear off.
Weirdly, my balance was gone, and I was in pain. But like obviously, I wanted to fucking carry on the fight. Yeah. It was right at the end of the round. I heard the bell go while I was down. I was like, okay, sound. So I'm looking at the floor, and I can just see the blood like pissing down the side of it. Tried to get up, my legs went. I got back up. The ref was only on like 4 or 5 seconds, so I still had another 5 seconds to go. And I looked at the ref, and he's doing this. Fight's over, and I was like, "What the fuck? The fuck? What are you doing? Like, I'm good to go. It's the end of the round. Like, at least give me my minute." And he said, "Nah." But I spoke to him after, and I said, "Do you not think you could let that go a little bit, like?" And he said, "No." He said, "At the end of the day," he said, "Yes, we know." This was after the medics had seen me and cleaned up my ear and whatever. They said, like, although we know now that your ear's just cut, he said, the inside of your ear was bleeding profusely. He said, so from my point of view, I've got to make sure you get home safe. A cut's a cut. He said, but a fractured skull that's leaking out your fucking ear.
It could be like a brain injury when it comes out.
He said, hold it. He said, I don't want to change your life, like, so I was like, oh yeah, fair enough.
How big is the ring in the bare knuckle? Because I've seen some of them are proper like close quarters. I don't know the one you're competing in. It's like fucking hay bales like this, and it's like.
So that was the Dyson did that one.
I've seen
that's Spartan up north. Yeah.
So what's your one? Just like normal size ring.
I'm pro in bare knuckle. Wow. So there's a set standard which is the same size as the ring. Yours 16 foot, is it?
17 foot, mine.
Yeah.
So you got a bit of space then.
Yeah, you can box. The rules are slightly different. You can hold on in the clinch and keep firing shots. Not my style, to be fair. I like to stick and move, and I like to get it. But yeah, it's
needs must though, I suppose. You never know.
Well, this guy I'm fighting.
Maybe they could say the weekend. I was about to say at the weekend.
Yeah. He's an ex-UFC fighter, so he's.
You don't want to be clinching with him.
Nah, he spent half his life in a clinch. I don't want to be fucking about with him. Nah. But he's bigger than me as well, so the range is a bit of an issue. So I'm probably going to end up in his fucking clinch.
Would you consider like competing in the ones where it's more close quarters? Or
I've been offered them. But to be honest, the money's it's not really worth it. Like the purses
just going to sleep, and they basically
it's a game of luck and athleticism, and I'm neither lucky nor really athletic, so it doesn't really fucking benefit me. Especially if it's just 500 quid. Like if it's a couple of grand, I'll have a go.
Definitely.
But again, I don't like the fact that. I'm not going to say there's no skill involved in it because I know some of the lads and they are skilled punchers.
Definitely. Yeah, but if you connect with someone in bare knuckle, anyone can get knocked out. But to knock someone out in boxing, it's got to be skill and well.
Yeah, you got to set that shit up. Yeah, I've not knocked anybody out in a boxing match. Like I've stopped people, but it's always TKO, doctor stoppage, or corners through the towel in, or whatever else. But whereas bare knuckle, that one I was on, I think there's 20 fights on the card, and
Knockouts left, right, and centre.
yeah, I think 15 of them was
Fucking
a
hell.
knockout. Yeah.
I bet the recovery of a bare knuckle fight as well is way more intense than a normal like boxing fight.
Well, this is what made me weigh it up a bit more, because I wanted to go straight from boxing straight into bare knuckle and just stay there. I didn't want to come back to boxing because the buzz was that addictive.
Yeah, I bet.
And when you make a bit of a name for yourself, the money is there. I mean, it's big money. But in that first fight, it went one round. He stopped me at the end of the first round. I landed probably 6-7 shots in that round clean. I broke 2 metatarsals in my left hand and 1 in my right hand, and that meant I couldn't hit a bag for 3-4 months.
Out of the game.
Yeah, the ER kept me out of sparring for like 8 weeks. Now, for somebody like me who does combat sports to keep my head on straight, not being able, like being snapped out of my routine like that for months was like, that was the first time I felt that bit of darkness creeping back in. I was like, I'm not enjoying my life again now, and it's all because I did something that was
channeling your energy into something positive.
Exactly. It's like I enjoy fighting, but I don't enjoy not being able to train.
No. If something's going to put you out like that, it's what's the risk versus the reward?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You throw a couple of grand at me, all right, it's worth it, because then I can fuck off on holiday for that couple of years. You know, I can make it worth my while. But that first fight was on ticket sales. The money you received was based on the amount of tickets you sold, and I got let down on a lot of tickets, as happens with boxing. So I got my ear peeled off and free breaks in my hands for about 300 quid. Then you take a hotel room out of that, which I didn't even
Basically
fucking go in
for
to
free,
spend the
innit?
night in A&E.
No,
It was like 150 quid I picked up for that fight. So
yeah, the purse better be there if you're going to be competing at that level.
Yeah, this is why I won't really entertain it unless the purse is there. That being said, because of half a show, I'm gaining a lot of traction.
I was about to say that. Build your name there.
With obviously Unleashed wanting to delve a little bit into how that went the other day, and then where you want to go with it moving forward. Really, like how do you feel the event went?
With the event, sick. To be fair, it was good. I feel like every show is now getting just a level above the last.
Yeah.
I feel like the one that's going to come next is going to be a level above the one that was already gone. So
yeah,
can't really complain, to be fair.
Yeah, 100%. With as soon as that one finished, I started seeing the posts about the new one coming, and that I was like, already on it. And like, it's the
hype straight after the fight. It's the hype after my inbox after that. I'm still kind of like getting rid of half of the messages and stuff.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So
It's like new fighters,
obviously, and then people tagging me, and there's just everything in it. But then I have loads of new fighters in my inbox, message requests on both of my pages.
Yeah.
I've got new fighters in my inbox trying to jump on your show.
There you go, man.
Trying to find another route in, and they
go back to back weekend of Unleash, just a full season.
As I said, you can set up about 2 or 3 different shows.
I personally think that's probably where your head is eventually, having like kind of spreading out a little bit. If you go from the epicenter where you start and then kind of just spread into all the different areas that are big within unlicensed boxing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I've got the second one as well in it, Gladiator Fight Club.
Yeah.
So because of that, the last show I've had like loads of people asking to fight. I've had 19 fights on this show. Wasn't it 19? I think.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
19 in it. I had 19 fights on that, and I was still trying to match people. So I thought, let's push all the lower to one side in it and have that as a contender. The Gladiator as a contender fight club.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
like if you do well on this one, boom, we'll get you on the big platform.
Yeah.
And then prioritise the big ticket sellers for the Unleashed.
Yeah, that's sick.
And it kind of weans out as well people that say they can but can't. It's like, well, look, let's see what you can do on this card, and then when you're ready for
if
you
really
sell
want to
tickets
fight
on that one and you do well, then move up.
And then you can even have the people that want to fight and stay active can fight in the Gladiator as well as the other people as well, innit? So we can have Unleashed fighters fighting on the Gladiator as well. Do you know what I mean?
In between sort of thing, and keeping.
I think Dane's fighting on the Gladiator one as well, innit? The one that you fought.
Who's Dane got?
Brad Benek.
The guy Perry fought.
Yeah,
the short guy.
Yeah, he was quite good. He was.
Yeah, he surprised me. To be fair, I mean,
as well.
Perry's good. Like I've fought Perry. Perry's the only guy to beat me.
That was the same night you fought, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was the same night.
I remember us seeing you afterwards at the bar.
Yeah, Perry's a slick motherfucker. Like he's really good.
Awkward, isn't he?
And I thought he'd just move away from that. Brad was like a fucking rhino. He's just going fucking forward, running out in full charge. It's the only way to hit Perry, to be fair. So that Gladiator show, what's obviously Misfits. What I'm trying to say is, Misfits is kind of, I don't know, what's your opinion
Sorry,
on it?
on the Misfits show? You mean Unleashed?
Ignore me, yeah. See, this is the problem. It's that fucking big.
Too many names.
What's your direction with Unleashed? Do you feel like, because obviously the influencers pulling the tickets, they're pulling the views. It's all about exposure in this game anyway. 100%. Is that where you want to double down with it?
So with Unleashed, I got we've seen how the influencers done last time, and look at Inside the Baller, he smashed it at the park, and the social media presence was unbelievable for people like yourself, other people on the card, and obviously the business as a whole in it. So I'm trying to get what I want to do is make it as an unlicensed boxing into a crossover for unlicensed cross influencer. So if I bring in a lot more influencers into this, while still keeping my ticket sellers from the unlicensed kind of part, like the local heads that sell a lot of tickets, I can bring. So I've got Americans coming over as well. They're probably not going to sell loads of tickets and get bums on seats, but the exposure what they have as well will be massive.
More global, isn't it?
I've had like people from Misfits fighting. People who fought on Misfits are coming over to fight on this show as well, isn't
that's too sick.
So their followings are like, say, 200,000-300,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
It's a lot. Yeah, Ziggy's got a lot of followers. If he getting the Americans to fight people in the UK, it just makes more sense, and also keeping my ticket sellers there as well. So it's like I'm gonna have a cross of both in it. Keep the influencers there, and the unlicensed, obviously that ticket seller side.
Well, you're growing it as well, because obviously even just from having them people from America, the influencers on there, you're going to gain followers, you're going to gain traction, you're going to get the pay-per-view sales, but then also when the event comes, if they're fighting someone from England who can put bums on seats sort of thing, like you said, you're getting both.
Oh yeah, so I want to get one fighter that can put bums on seats, and then the other fighter that can bring the pay-per-views.
It's almost like you're going to get like physical views, and then you're going to get the streamer views with them. So like, yeah, you're basically doubling up. Who was that? What was that? Ben? Who's that famous boxer? Ben? What was it?
Whittaker.
Yeah, he was obviously. I saw he was at the last one. Like that,
yeah, he
was
was
big.
there.
Do you know what I mean?
Even the fact that people like that want to go, like I know,
exactly.
like you could say, oh, well, he's not fighting, but I'm not. If I'm
Ben Whittaker,
I'm not just going to some random shit show. Do you know what I mean? Like it's somewhere that you're gonna go that's actually reputable, or like is putting on a proper show.
Yeah. Well, that just shows the level of it, doesn't it? Like,
if you've gone to like Ben Whittaker's probably been to 1 million professional boxing shows. If you've been to a professional boxing show, they're a little bit vanilla in the sense of that they're so stringent with the rules of what you can get away with. Like if you swear at press conferences, you get fined, so they keep that to a minimum. If you have certain sponsors on your outfit that they don't want on there, they'll fine you, or they won't let you walk out in whatever. Like you imagine my fucking walk out on a pro show. That's not going to happen.
Your name would be banned straight
away.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, we'll bring. They're not going to fucking big black dick white. That's not going to go down well.
I reckon you should get a photo of your face on the t-shirt.
I wonder what you're going to say.
Fucking hell, I don't know.
I have to charge extra for that. But like, this is what I mean. Like when I said earlier about it's like a cross between a rave and an unlicensed boxing show. It's fucking entertaining as well, because you have got some lads on there who've only trained for like 8 weeks, but they've got a big fucking crowd with them, and their crowd are gassed because they're.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because you're just there watching their boy getting fucking steaming. It's just a good vibe.
You watch a professional boxing show and it's jab, cross, move, slip, parry, but it becomes like a fucking high level chess match. Some of them are entertaining, but the majority of them are like guys who are shit scared to lose, so they're very protective of their.
The entertainment value isn't quite there the same, and we've like discussed this, but we've all discussed this about
more of a swingers. You know what I mean?
What's the key to unlicensed boxing? It's basically that it's entertaining in comparison. Because if you've got high level boxers, well, why are people choosing to go and watch people who aren't as experienced? Well, because it's more entertaining, because they're actually going and having it off in the ring most of the time. Like 9 times out of 10 they're going for it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like you're saying with the professional boxing shows, they're just afraid to lose a lot of the time.
And you know, obviously they make a lot of sacrifices being pro boxers, and there's a lot of money on the table if you've got a good fucking winning record, you know, world draw stuff.
Unlicensed is like no filter in it.
I feel like it's a little bit more gladiatorial though. People like enjoy it more. It's like people like actually like this. It's more action. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I'm well known at this point for saying I don't give a fuck about winning or losing. I do not care. I genuinely. I want to.
And it's testing yourself. Like you can see when people are actually in there to test themselves, or whether, like you're saying, they're just trying not to lose. And I think, to me, the fact that it's getting so big now is representative of like just how the country is in general. Do you know what I mean? People are kind of sick of the having to put on a fake face for everybody and like politically correct bullshit and all stuff like that. Like you're saying, unfiltered. Like it's just a breath of fresh air, because it's not
real.
It's not trying to pretend. It's not trying to. Yeah, it's as real as it gets.
Yeah, after the fight, everyone's fucking going, yeah, having it off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and all
It's
go
not
and
too
party
stush.
together and have a drink together or something, and like it feels like we always say authentic, but,
Yeah, but it does feel
feels authentic.
It is authentic though. There's no bullshit involved with it, and that like I've been to pro shows. I don't fucking like them. They're crap. I've been to unlicensed shows, and they're fucking. You always get banged for your buck, like.
Yeah.
And it's not just down to the fact that you've got skilled boxers on there. That the unskilled lads are where fucking most of the entertainment is.
And even them, like what I find quite interesting about it or entertaining about it is even with them, you'll find out who they are because they can't. In that situation, it's kind of a life or death situation, and you're in there to fight for your life pretty much. And in that moment, you're gonna find out who you are. So it's not everyone can see it. You can't pretend to hide that. Like we talk about music sometimes, and about when I'm listening to somebody who's being themselves, I like the music much more. Like I can tell when they're being themselves. But you will get people who can hide behind stuff. Whereas in fighting, it'll be a lot harder to hide behind something because
you're either good or you're
you're being exposed basically. You're as exposed as it gets.
Yeah.
And you're gonna either show heart or you're not. You're gonna show your skill or you're not. Like people are gonna see it. Do you know what I mean?
That front doesn't when you fight.
Yeah. Whereas at most things in life, you could get away with a little bit of a front. Like a front can take you so far in most things. Whereas in that.
You can't say you can fight and go in a ring and get knocked out.
We've watched people. You've probably seen amount of times you've had press conferences where someone's fucking getting gobby or acting like they're going to be a walk in the park, and then I'm interested to see are you actually that person, and then they get found out, or you see their true self come out in that they give up or whatever it is.
This is why you should never trust the people who are very unassuming in boxing. Like the guy who beat me in bare knuckle. The bare knuckle fight. He's a fucking accountant.
Yeah.
Really?
He's an accountant.
Imagine him on Monday.
Stephen Rook, if you're listening, you still owe me a fucking ear. Nice guy, really nice guy, really fucking humble guy. Fucking accountant. And he's a bare knuckle boxer.
Yeah.
Now,
that's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Like these fucking trap lads who turning up everywhere in balaclavas and RS5s and
never
whatever.
fighting a life after.
Yeah, and this is the other thing about boxing and hiding behind your front. Like you just said, like it shows you the real you in there. The other thing is you're in there on your fucking own, and you really see what
you're made of.
Yeah, on the most pure
different
scale
level.
possible.
You're as bare as you can be. Like there's nothing protecting you. It's
and
like
every fucker's looking at you.
I think everything goes out the window as well. You know, in them pressured situations, it really takes a different type of person to be actually focused and not letting the pressure get to them. So
well, you don't really know somebody. It's like people talk about their friends, like. You don't really know somebody until you've watched them pressured in any way, in any situation. Like, if I don't ever see you stressed, I don't know what you're going to be like. Like you're not your true self until you're under pressure in any form of pressure.
Yeah.
But then you will find if you find ways around that and you can work well under pressure. But some people will be the nicest person ever, and then you put them under pressure and they'll sell out their best mate like that. Like,
this is why I always tell my friends, don't invest in a relationship until you've had your first argument.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Or even watching her go through a bit of a troubled period in her life. If she's always had a chilling life and whatever, and nothing goes wrong for her. What if you're 5 years down the line, something goes wrong, and then she just purely can't handle it, takes it all out on you? Like that.
Been there.
Bringing up PTSD for you now.
Literally bringing it all back.
Well, I need to speak to my counsellor before we go into that
one. That's what this is for, baby.
But I think it's an important thing as well for that exact reason. Like, I didn't know what I was made of until I started fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I did a bit of MMA when I was younger, but it was on such a small scale that it was like, I can't really count that.
Yeah.
But then when I got into boxing, it was like, my first fight was against a very fucking experienced guy, also bare knuckle boxer. I think he'd had 15 gloved matches. He was knocking people about, like he was good. And that was my first fight, and he knocked fuck out of me, and I didn't budge, didn't take a backward step.
Yeah.
And like afterwards, I looked at the video afterwards, and I was like, I'm proud of myself here. Like I didn't know I was that tough.
Held it down.
Yeah, I was like, I'd only been training like 2 months. I was like, I think I'm game. I think I might be a warrior.
Gay then?
Mandingo. No, that's mad. Though. So how does obviously I want to get into?
Gay?
Yeah, we'll move on from that. No, didn't
I just found out you were gay.
Yeah.
That's mad. That is. That's mad.
Well, I was watching Django.
I loved it. So how did you get into fighting? Like, where did fighting start for Aaron Ashton?
Moving on.
Yeah. When was the Mandingo born?
That's a different question.
So I had my second marriage broke down, and it was a bad marriage breakdown. Without going too much into it, it went overnight like so far south, so fucking quickly. It just spun me bad.
Hectic.
Yeah, I went from being like happily married to being homeless, fucking angry, fucking suicidal.
Just in the shit,
yeah, just massive. Like my whole future had changed like that. And then it was sort of literally a couple of weeks prior to that, I started training at the boxing gym. And the only reason I started training there was because when they opened it up, they put a cage in there as well. Obviously, I'd done MMA when I was younger. I thought, oh, there's a gym open local with a cage. I'll go there. Yeah. Turns out the fucking MMA classes never started. Even to this day, 3 years later, the cage is still there doing fuck all. But I started boxing, and then the relationship fell apart, and I went off the sick from work for like a few weeks, and I mean I was bad. I was bad. I was doing bad shit. I was getting involved in bad shit. I was whenever I was unattended.
Just lost focus basically in life. Oh,
no, I had complete focus. I wanted to fucking burn the world down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was intently focused on doing bad shit. But when I was at the gym, I was distracted. On like a small scale, like it just turned the fucking noise down to 95%, rather than fucking 100%, which is what it was at all day, every day.
The pain's always there. You just learn to live with it a little bit more, don't you?
We mitigate it, which is
what you can do in the gym. I just did all I could. That was it. Everything else didn't work. Going to the pub didn't work. Yeah. Going fucking.
Like alcohol and drug abuse never.
None of that worked. Just exasperated things. So I was there for 5-6 weeks. Twice a day, like 6 days a week. I was jumping in with the lads sparring, even though I'd never really fucking sparred. And because I was so full of fucking anger and rage, I was dogging it out with lads. And the coach approached me one day and he was like, "Look, like, what do you want to get out of this?" He was like, "You've been here for like nearly 2 months now. You're game, you know, you're having it with lads. You're training like a professional athlete, training twice a day. I was a really good nick." He said, like, "What's your intentions with it?" And I just said, like, "Mate, I said, I'm here for distraction, purely for distraction." And he said, he basically relayed a story to me about, I think it was when his dad died. And he said, "Look," he said, "when my dad died, he said, I was lost. He said, I lost my purpose in life. Me and my dad were really close, etc., etc." He said, "And I booked a fight." He said, "And then for the next 8 weeks, I was focused solely on that date. I was focused on my diet, my nutrition, what training I was doing in the week." He says, and it gave me a long enough time scale to like focus 8 weeks ahead that I knew that whatever was behind me would just get further and further.
Yeah, well, time is a healer. It's basically a good example of time as a healer.
Well, it's the best way to kill time as well. Definitely. If you can find some purpose in something else, then your purpose isn't grieving or fucking burning things like
doing dumb shit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like destroying your body, basically.
Exactly. So I said, "You know what, you might have a point." Like I said, "So yeah, fuck it, let's get me a fight." And he said, "Well, I've already got you one. It's in 2 weeks' time."
I already booked it.
Oh, fuck, here we go. So that was it. It was kind of just a deep end thing. I just jumped in. But that first fight, I think it was like 3 months post breakup when I had the fight. So I'd only been training for like 2.5, 3 months. And I got so fucking much out of that fight. It was like the whole thing, the build up to it, your phone going mad, people wishing you luck and, like, you know, giving you...
Just changed your perspective on life in general.
Yeah, and just having this like thing to focus on, just not... Literally as soon as the fight was booked and I had a face and I had a poster and it was like I knew who I was fighting, where I was fighting them, I was just focused on that. I wasn't fucking stressing about the relationship. I wasn't worried about the house situation. I wasn't worried about my future, anything. All I was focused on was him. And that was it. And then, like, the closer it got to it, it was like a laser beam focus. It just fucking dialed in and dialed
focus,
in. Yeah. And then I had the fight. We actually had a proper war, to be fair. It was only a 3-rounder. But we punched fuck out of each other for 3 rounds, and I got a draw, which, for somebody who was that experienced against somebody who'd been doing
it, isn't it? That's a win in my mind.
Yeah, mate, massive fucking win. Right. I felt like I'd won.
And a personal win, though, not just a boxing win, do you know what I mean, for yourself?
And that was exactly what it was as well. It was like a moment of... I know exactly what I need to do to get myself sorted. Like, I know exactly what's been missing from my life. This is me. This is what I'm built to do. This is fucking purpose. And that was it then. It was just gone from there to just one fight to another fight to another fight. It didn't fix my mental state, but it gave me enough distraction. And like you said, it put enough time between ground zero and each day that it just got easier to deal with.
When it's that bad, sometimes that's all you need. Like, you know, like people want something that's going to fix them there and then. Sometimes it's not about fixing you. Nothing can fix you right there and then. It's about something that can create enough space between you and the thing that was in that moment agony. Do you know what I mean? Agonizing. You can't just get over it like that. If you can create enough space from that, you can feel calm enough to then make them steps forward. Like, you can't, in that moment, there's not anything you can do to just, you're not in the head state to change it. Do you know what I mean? You just need to be distracted for a bit until you can make them steps.
You literally need something to hold your hand and just lead you in a different direction.
Yeah. That's what I think is important about what you just said then. You know, when you said that guy asked you, what you doing? And he said, I've already booked you a fight. And like, I feel like it's important, isn't it? Because really, you need someone that's going to drive it, like kind of what you're doing, like amount of people that you've put on. We've discussed it in podcasts previously. Like, you've changed people's lives single-handedly. Like, probably some people that probably haven't told you, and it's the same for that guy. Like, had that guy not come up to you and said, what you doing, you might have never thought, you'd have just stayed training. So I think, like, you never know who you're going to meet in life. So, like, it's just testament that you just got to keep going, because you could have like stopped that day before he asked you or something. You know, like, you've got to keep going, because people, they don't know how close they are to a change.
And on the other end of the spectrum, if you are that guy who's going to book your mate a fight, do something positive like that for him. Don't fucking take him to the pub.
Definitely.
Some people, they want to see you sync with them, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, a bit like Custamato. He used to kind of brought Mike Tyson on, didn't he? Do you know, Mike Tyson was just lost, and he just said, right, you're a champ, and believed in him.
Yeah, and my coach is that to me now. Like, he's as much as my coach as he is he's one of my best mates. And like, we don't just talk boxing, it's like life lessons.
Yeah,
you know,
the mental.
Yeah,
you need them people in your life though. Like, so we do that for each other pretty much. Like, the amount of times we'll spend an hour on the phone in the day, and you're basically podcasting on the phone. You know what I mean? But just talking about life, and just that when you have a mindset like this, or when you come fight back against adversity and find something to focus on, you then see everybody that you chilled with before or that you grew up with, and you see them a little bit differently. Like, I don't chill with anybody anymore.
No,
like, very small group of people, and he always laughs because I fucking hate people. Like, outside of, like, a lot of people that meet me think I'm like sociable and that, because I'm probably out of my little bubble. Like, in our town, I'm back in that bubble, and I see all them people that are doing nothing and just want to put you down because you are, or do you know what I mean? They're stuck in that shit mindset that I was in at one point, and you were probably in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're still in it now.
Yeah, and that's why I think you need them people who are in similar to you, because then you can.
Well, this is
too many of them people that are still stuck back there.
This is my idea of socialising now. Like, I don't do fuck all. I don't go to the pub. I don't go out for fucking meals.
It benefits, isn't it, to you? To what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
it's
like
helping to your journey.
If I'm around people that are like-minded, that are driven, that are going to open up opportunities, that want to see you succeed. Like, I don't know me fuck all, but every opportunity that you can see to like factor me into something, like the thing that we all talked about the other, it's like it's like you're given, like, come on board.
It goes back that, mate, you just need people to believe in you, and when you got the wrong people around you, they don't believe in you, they're always doubting you. And I always say this,
because they doubt themselves. So
me and Jake always say this: people that are bringing you down are below you. Do you know what I mean?
How many people have ever pulled you down that were above you?
Yeah, no one. They bring you up, or they keep you there. But people that are below you, like, come down here, or no, you can't do that. That's too difficult. And it's like, what, for you, not for me personally.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you can't.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
can't
mean
do it.
I can't.
Yeah. You're there.
That is interesting. Like you're saying about Arthur and that, and like that is so true about, if you look at, once you're in a room with everybody that's in that same mindset, you naturally, like you said, they don't owe you anything, but they're doing things for you. They naturally will. Like, I reached out to you to do this because I've met you. You're interesting. I see you're on that journey. I see, like, you become, all of a sudden you provide things for each other. Everybody's helping each other up. You know what I mean? He's passed me work before. I'll give him a ring and say, do you want to come on this? And I've helped him before. Like, you, all of a sudden it becomes an ecosystem of you're all sort of coming up together.
What's the expression? A rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, it is. It is literally is that.
It's deep in that.
It's true though. It's true.
But I do think that's important, and I have noticed that largely as a result of being on Unleashed, there's opportunities that keep coming. So off the back of being on Unleashed, and the exposure it's got me, I've had like a lot of opportunities that have just been thrown my direction. People getting in touch with me that are well put together people with money behind them, people who, without going too much into detail, putting opportunities out there that, like, this could be big, this could be beneficial. There's a lot of obviously I'm a boxer, so the bulk of it is promoters, but it's gone from being, so when I was doing away fights, like when I fought Wales Strongest Man, that was like a £300 fight, and that was the same day. that was like a good purse for a 3-rounder. I fought 5-rounders for like 200 quid.
Yeah.
Which is shit, really. Yeah. When you think it's shit money to go and risk your health. I mean,
you're still getting whacked, man. Like,
yeah.
Hell, do you know what I mean?
I mean, you're gaining experience, so you're getting something out of it, and you know, getting some pictures for the gram and whatever. But yeah, it's like 200 quid shit. I could go and work a door and get 200 quid.
Yeah.
I might get stabbed there, to be fair, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're not guaranteed a hit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the boxing, you're getting hit, like, you know.
But then all of a sudden, because of being on Unleashed and because of the exposure it's brought and because of the eyes that are now on me, and I'm not talking fucking massive eyes, this is just in a week and a half since the fight. There's like my social media, I don't know, my followers on Instagram have gone up by like 400.
Yeah.
But some of those 400, one of them's offered me a fight down in, I can't really say, but he's offered me a fight and it's like a grand purse plus a hotel. This is a gloved fight. Like,
Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Lovely.
it's like, that's a night's work.
Yeah, but you've
Saturday night's work.
but you've earned that. Do you know what I mean? Because you've gone from fucking, like you said, like getting fuck all to basically getting offered what you want. So
Exactly. Yeah. And
but Andy's saying, like, obviously being on taking them opportunities or being a part of that,
but
has
it all
led to
comes
more,
from just
Or-
being ready. Like when he
Yeah.
made that phone call to me for the first time I was on the show, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
It's like you've got to stay ready because you don't know when those opportunities are going to come in, and you know you've got to say yes to pretty much fucking everything that comes your way.
People that aren't like that don't understand it, and I've had people tell me, like, you know, like when you're a bit burnt out or you're shattered or something, and people will be like, oh yeah, just chill out. Like,
Nah,
I'm not here to chill out.
tough
Like,
shit.
and if I
Don't
do
shit.
chill out, I will miss something. Like some of the biggest opportunities I've ever had came like that. Like I was in the gym with my mate, and it was like a Friday night. I think we were going to go out, and I got a phone call literally saying, I need you to come do a music video in Birmingham now, like right now. I literally put the fucking bar down, went home and got my equipment and went to Birmingham. And at the time, it was the biggest rapper I'd worked with. Them things pay off. You know what I mean? Like that, there are other people that would have said no. It's like that, being that ready. Yeah, it did take a few times of being ready where it didn't come off or it was pointless, but that attitude has eventually, unless you're a lucky person, which I don't, in work-wise, I haven't ever been just something given to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless you're that person, you've got to do that, or you're not going to get anywhere.
I always say do something, or
like
something else will happen.
He's always going to London or something at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Someone's like jump on this freestyle platform and he's gone the same day, or like you're always.
So he's ended up in Brazil someplace.
He spent New Year's Eve. Tell him about Brazil.
Oh yeah, so basically linked up with my boy Trev. So basically the lad who I met, he was like kind of quite big in like. People would go to Brazil and they'd meet him and his mates because they'd show him around.
The favelas, not just Brazil.
Yeah, well, the favelas,
the ghetto.
The biggest ghetto in, what is it, in
North
America?
Well, yeah, so Racinha's the biggest ghetto in Latin America.
In Rio.
But Vidigal is still hectic, but it's more chilled. So basically, we line the song up.
It's a chilled favela.
Yeah. Bro, chilled. He says chilled. He told me a story about going to a party and on the door were geezers with golden AKs. Just in the street, stood there.
No.
So his missus is like, what are you doing? He's like, nah, come on, babe.
No, we're with the right people. It's about who you know, innit? But but you know, it's a crazy place. It's a crazy place. But
I can imagine.
Yeah, we performed on New Year's and like fucking all the fireworks are going off in this
he
block
was
party.
he performed on the side of a cliff, like in the favelas. At the top of the favelas, they had this apartment on the side of a cliff. And he performed to like what was it?
It was quite a big crowd, yeah. It was definitely a few hundred people there. Like
you did Brazil like nobody else.
I shut that's that once in a lifetime shit though, innit?
Exactly.
That is not going to come your way sitting on the sofa playing Call of Duty with your fucking six mates who are all doing the same thing.
He took that, so he went and he was going to Brazil with his missus, going travelling. Rather than just go travelling with his missus, he obviously does music. He's like, right, well, I'll film a music video out there. So he's found a guy that can take him around the favelas. He looked into him. He took like big artists.
A few other people, yeah. He met Central C in it before.
He doesn't speak English, so he's having to message him and translate or whatever. They've managed to put together a song before he's even gone.
Oh, bro, it's a crime. Yeah, but bro, it was sick.
He's put together the song. He's gone over there. He's found a Brazilian.
Brazilian Jake Moore.
Hey, listen, brother. He
had hair. There's only one guy.
Was it that pale?
But But you found a director out there who did good videos, and he's come to the favelas and shot with you like that, brother. People
takes time though,
innit?
Do you know what I mean? A lot of people.
That's a grind.
They'd rather just be like, oh, nah, it's a bit long this time, or like, oh, do I want to take that fight? I'm a bit tired from training.
Nah,
do you mean that's why I'm training? Why am I training? To say I'm tired? Like, why am I rapping? To say I can't rap? Like, what's the point? Just get it done.
There's so many. And don't get me wrong, not all the opportunities pay off.
Definitely not.
You know, but you've got it, and some of them fucking do, and when they do, it's like, fucking look at me now, like look at
me now. Look at this shit, man. The best
man.
explanation of that. His speech after that
it's so good.
is the most I've ever resonated with something in that way. Do you know, like that feeling of like, look
Fuck
at me
you.
now, because it's that feeling of like, you did not think I would get here, or you thought I shouldn't have made that decision or that decision. You know, like when people question your decisions. Like I remember leaving a job to just go free. I was working in some shit factory. As soon as we released a music video, I was like, fuck this job, and just went freelance. I had no plan, no fucking nothing, just some equipment. Like, fuck that shit.
I hate my job, I'm doing this.
And I remember being people saying like, what the fuck are you doing? Like it was a dumb decision, but in
need
my mind, I
security.
had to be all in. And like as soon as that video come out and I saw that I could be a director, like I was all in, and that was it.
Yeah.
And
but that's that. I fucking love that feeling. That feeling when you look at something you've done and you've gone,
certain
I was
conviction.
right. Do you know what I mean?
I'm proud of myself here. I'm giving myself a
Conviction.
fucking pat on the back.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so obviously, you know, you've been doing a lot of the boxing now, but really, when's the music dropping, bro? When are you going to give the fans what they want?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I need to do that soon, really. I've got a few things I need to do with Jake, actually.
Yeah.
There's tracks there. Just need to do the music videos for him.
There's some sick tracks there. I've
there's-
heard them. So there's some good tracks.
Getting ready.
To be fair, we'll get something in soon, innit?
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
couple of weeks or two.
I think you just got to just go where like your heart is in the moment. Obviously, Unleash is doing well. It takes a lot of focus. Like,
And to do it at a high level as well, that's the thing. So like,
with Unleash, you'd be surprised. Well, you probably won't be surprised, but it takes a lot every single day. I'm applying to everything and matchmaking.
even the
making sure
the
people look
messages
good.
are hectic. Like that, just having to
you
reply.
need a
all the
bot,
time.
bro, for the fucking for like the first messages or something. You know, like if you're getting like just random questions. I don't know. If someone's like, "Can I fight?" or "When's the next fight?" or something. You know, but just like I don't know. Like if you're getting that much, if it's hectic, I don't know. Like
you could have like a
chat
form maybe
bot.
to fill out.
Yeah,
like,
a form.
Nah,
An inquiry form.
These are boxers.
They can't be arsed.
I've tried to. The two lads I'm trying to get on your show, and they're a good match for each other. One of them's got a decent following, and the other lads I've seen the pictures and that of the other day.
He's got a fighter that he wants to fight already.
No, I'll sort of put the two together in my head. I thought I'll just try and put this fight together for Arthur and just send it to him and say like, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
Be a good fight, to be fair. But the amount of like, so yeah, I'm doing your matchmaking for you, just so you know.
I was about to say, 'cause you're not
Get him on
someone
a
to
payroll,
match,
man.
or you prefer to do the matching.
I like doing the matchmaking.
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I'll obviously I'll send it all over to you
Yeah,
when it gets
yeah,
agreed.
nice.
Tell you my purse. But now, like, I've never done it before. Like, I've done it with a few of my lads, got them fights and whatever. But actually trying to match two people together. And like the requests you're answering him, I need footage. You got any footage now? I've got nothing.
It's a lot, mate.
I've got it on my
Yeah.
Instagram. It's like, okay, so I'll send you the link. Oh, his Instagram's private. Oh, fuck.
And that's
But-
just one match.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what-
Yeah.
Well, and at
You're
this
doing
point,
that
they
from
haven't
20.
even agreed yet. It's not like there's a payoff to it.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you fancy fighting each other? Are you cool to fight each other?
Mad, and if
Here's
there's
the
19
footage.
fighters, what,
And then they
38
got-
fighters, and you're going to be meshed them at least 20 times each
Yeah.
fighter. It's
But
a
then
lot,
they've got to
yeah,
take the footage back
loads.
to their coach so he can agree it, and then he might have a few questions. And
Arranging anything's hectic. That's what, like, even getting people in for a podcast. We were saying about, like, even say if someone can do it, then it's changing time. Then I'll have to message him, what time are you free? Because they've changed the time. Like even that. So if you imagine that on steroids, trying to get someone to fight each other, like,
and this is why promoters like me. 'Cause it's just one question: how much?
It's easy.
Done.
Very easy to work with, man.
Will you fight, Aaron? Yes.
Yes.
So what do you prefer at the moment? Do you feel like you're more in the boxing headspace?
Compared to music wise. Yeah, I'm enjoying the boxing a lot more. Obviously, you know how stressful I get with music videos. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking like you think all the organising I'm doing now with the boxing.
Yeah.
I used to hate organising music videos because
Yeah.
like it's easy. It's easy to get people together in one room, letting them know that there's going to be people that are punching each other up.
Yeah.
Or if you try telling people to jump in the same room, where I'm just going to be sat there fucking singing around and dancing.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? No one's really gonna like interested that
Yeah.
much. But when people are beating each other up, people love violence in it.
Yeah.
So it's a
And
lot more
it's-
easier to get people in the one room.
Definitely.
It's people that they have to, say they're going to do something for you, and then a lot of the time there's a lot of people that will let you down or something or whatever else. So like if you're doing a music video and it's not the things that you can organise, like say we'll sort out what we're going to do, the scenes, everything else. That sound, it's like the unpredictable shit that you can't.
People factor.
Yeah, and like people turning up late and that throws off the next scene if you book somewhere, or like the one we did with Gecko, and then we had the restaurant booked, and then we were a bit late, and so like they were trying to close up, and we had like this club upstairs, and we were trying to get a restaurant scene whilst then go up to the club, and
Yeah,
we were
too
pretty
much.
much they wanted to close in like half an hour, and we
Moving
needed like 2
parts.
hours. Yeah, so then
So many
you're just
parts.
trying to keep it open or whatever. People are turning up late because we needed loads of people in the shot, and we got it done. But there's always that stress, like always, especially if you want to do a big video. Like
That's why
I think we
it's
should
good
just
to
do
hang out with
simple
creatives.
videos.
I love simple ones. Simple videos.
Yeah,
are
this-
the way
That
forward.
garage freestyle one, you loved that. You were done. You're like free
One
takes,
shot,
boom.
one take, innit?
Yeah, it's perfect. That's why you
what-
need creative friends, though. You know, we've found that like the bigger circle you build, you don't always necessarily need to ask your day one boys, because like if they're not into music, like they're literally showing up to support you. So I've found the more creative friends I've made.
They're willing
See,
to just turn
well,
up.
they just
Yeah,
turn up
yeah.
because they're used to being lit. So they're just like, yeah, I'll come in. When you're trying to get your boy, he's like,
You never
"Yeah,
want someone in a video.
yeah, but
Who
you
just
just
swing his dreads
cover my
around.
face and all of that, and you're like, oh, get out of here, man.
I remember my first music video. I kind of like made out there was a street party as well in it. I said music video / street party.
Yeah.
Like, where's the
people
party?
turned up.
Turns out it was just a music video.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's a good way to go about it. That, to be fair.
Yeah,
But
just-
then it might go the other way, and they get so lit that you can't film anything. Cause it's just fucking absolute carnage. Like
Yeah,
trying to do a
losing,
setup
falling
shot
over
with
each
that.
other.
Yeah.
Hectic.
It's like, yeah, we've got this shot list. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up. Have a drink.
On the Henny and that.
Yeah.
So when's we got like a dating plan for the next event, or
For the next event, we've got 7th of June.
7th of June, man?
We've got Ashton.
Any pre-sale
Maybe.
tickets on for the event?
Pre-sale.
Yeah, have you got any tickets on sale now, or when will they be
I
live?
should be getting the tickets hopefully next week, early next
Yeah.
week, Monday, I reckon.
Keep your eyes on his gram people.
them on.
You need to come to
Yeah.
this one.
You know, I actually
get it in
will.
the
No, I
diary.
will. No,
I know Ballers reserved 30 tables, so
Fucking hell.
Is he
30
fighting-
tables.
Is he fighting Matty Rose
same,
again?
we're having a rematch in it.
Yeah,
And then
fair
obviously,
play.
then we've got the Americans coming down, and the other influencers from UK fighting them.
What influencers? Can you name any influencers that are going to be coming
Mo
down?
Batista, he's from up north. He lived in LA with chills with Roy Jones Jr. and that.
Hard.
He's got a brother called Fez Batista who fought on Misfits.
Yeah.
He's fighting Ziggy Johnson, who also
Yeah.
fought on Misfits.
American Donny.
They're both two big names in influencer.
So already
boxing at the
they're
minute.
going to bring like names like, you know, people are going to be seeing you tagged on the ground. It's going to build
Yeah,
the
definitely.
page a lot.
Oh,
more.
it'd be an even bigger one, I think, this time.
Who's
Yeah.
that fucking
Bigger and
American
better,
guy
innit?
who looks like Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, he does look like him a bit.
Who is that guy?
Which one's
USA
that?
Cyan. He's sick to be fair.
He looks in some fucking good nick, doesn't he?
Is that the
he's
guy that
ripped
looks
up,
like?
he is, yeah.
Is that the guy you sent me?
He looks
USA
American.
Cyan. He fight. Yeah, he looks
He
American.
looks American.
Yeah.
He's South American as well. Like, so I think it's like cowboy. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
is
like
it?
big handlebar
I
moustache.
was about to say,
yeah,
handlebar,
yeah.
yeah.
American flag shorts.
said-
blonde as Hulk
The
Hogan.
whole
He
lot.
sent me a video. Of
Super
him.
intense.
He sent me a video of him. One of his previous boxing matches at USA Cyan. He's fighting one geezer, and I think he's rocked him or he's moved him back a little bit, and then boom, does a backflip in the middle of the fight.
In the ring, what?
It does a backflip, lands on his feet, and then goes back in again.
Fucking hell.
Fuck,
That's what you want.
athletic as
Yeah.
fuck,
Don't
yeah.
expect that shit from
Yeah,
the
you
other
don't like.
next
I was
show.
watching the video. I thought, oh, this guy looks alright. And fucking hell, he's just on the back.
That's got to be a first. I've never
That's
seen that before.
hectic. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
it.
what if man's just on you as soon as you land whack?
You know what as well?
Because
Because that's such a fucking like a zone where you're focused in, especially if you rock somebody. Because like your adrenaline goes.
Yeah, you want to go
Get
all
him.
in.
You
Yeah.
smell blood like.
Yeah.
Like to do a backflip in that moment.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah, you got to be kind of a bit like focused, really, proper locked in to
you got to
do
be
that.
relaxed to do that as
Yeah.
well. I'm quite a relaxed guy, and I struggle to get through the fucking ropes to get into a fight
Yeah,
because my
but-
coordination's off.
Yeah.
Like to do a backflip, I'm quite
That's
impressed.
sick. That is,
So
isn't
like,
it?
describe like your like fighting style in like 3 words.
Really fucking stupid. I fight with my hands down.
good.
I've got a tendency when people throw jabs to fucking headbutt
Whoa,
the jab,
yeah,
just,
a little bit of
just to try and fuck with them a little bit.
Trying to injure the hand.
Yeah, I'm brave. Like I'll get into it with people. I've got a good chin, so I can take a shot.
Your attributes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've got a few videos on my Instagram and whatever. You tag me up in this so people can watch it.
Yeah.
Like there's a little compilation of the last 10 seconds of a couple of my fights, and there's me with Isaac Gibbs, who's like a 400 fight veteran. Me
And
with,
he's swinging both.
yeah, we literally
You got
fucking.
it on it as well, innit?
We've got 2 Tasmanian devils just trying to fucking punch lumps out of each other.
Fucking hell.
Me and Perry Atkinson, me and Henry Kareem. And it's always the last 10 seconds of every fight. I don't give a
It
fuck
is though,
if I'm
because
winning.
you're putting the gas on, ain't you?
Yeah,
Fuck
it's just
it.
whatever I got left, you're having it like.
Yeah.
And that's where the chin comes up, the fucking
Final
hands
sprint.
come down, it's just fucking
God,
good.
there was like a clip I sent you in my last one, innit?
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
10
the amateur.
seconds.
Yeah.
Just fucking trying
And
to
then,
take somebody's head
all
off.
that, and then a hug at the end.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I mean.
That's
Like
you.
me and Dane didn't make it to the last 10 seconds because we did say in the press conference that Milky said
Yeah.
He goes, Dane, what happens if Aaron points to the middle of the ring and says, let's go, like? And he said, yeah, I'll have it. And like in my head, that was, when I heard that last 10
What, you
seconds.
did that in the fight?
Nah,
No, saying they
I
were
didn't
gonna,
make
but
it.
they didn't make it to the-
They literally stopped it with about 20 seconds left to go.
Right.
And in the back of my head, I was a little bit like, fuck.
Yeah, that would have been
I
it.
wanted to
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
viral moment that was.
And to be fair, it gives the other guy a chance as well.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I was like unanimously beating him in that fight. There was all the rounds were going for me. And it like I like that, like I'll give a bit back, fuck it, fuck the win, like let's just go, let's have it.
That's nice though, isn't it? Sportsmanship, because at the end of the day, he is your opponent. He's not your enemy per
100%,
se, is he? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So,
But yeah, that's my fight style. It's getting more technical.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a little bit slippery. I'm starting to take less shots because like my first few fights, I would literally just stand in the pocket.
that's what I was about to say. What do you think you can work on then? What would you say, like defence and stuff like that?
More power.
More power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can whack, but all of my wins are coming from like accumulation of damage, like
Points kind of thing as well.
not so much points, like
Breaking them down over the rounds.
yeah.
They can clearly see that he's being beaten up type thing.
Dane's face was a mess at the end of the fight. But that was because I kept landing my shots.
Yeah.
The guy I fought before that, Connor, best ring name ever. Connor, 3 for a oneer, Davies.
Connor free for a while.
Got to give him a shout out.
What's his day job?
Tell me, well, he fought in TN, so into the
Fuck's sake.
No messing
but
about.
his face by the end of the fight was a mess. It was a 5-rounder, and he just soaked up punishment through the 5 rounds. I'm sort of grinding people out at the minute. I want to be stopping people.
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah.
knocking them dead. Like, so that's the one thing I'm working on now. It's just putting a bit more rotation in my shots, getting my legs bending
I was
down.
going to say, yeah,
more
so
in my
where is that?
stance.
What you think, just in like the fitness and just...
With it being unlicensed boxing, I can't train like a pro. I work 10 hours a day. Plus I'm a parent. Plus I've got a relationship.
Yeah.
Plus I've got a million people pulling me in different directions.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning, innit, I think.
The strength and conditioning misses out. I don't get time for a proper strength and conditioning program.
Because when you are free, you're doing just your normal stuff.
Yeah,
So like,
I'll make up for it by sparring loads. Like sparring is really good for your fitness, very good for your confidence, good for your technique, good for your toughness, good for you know that composure. You know, I'm fucking.
you're getting ring time. You're getting that ring time.
So that when fight night comes round, it's like I've done this fucking hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in the gym. Yeah. But to like increase things like power, you need to be slinging fucking tractor tires across the gym and sledgehammers and battle ropes and all that sort of stuff. A, I'm fucking old and my body hurts. And B, can't really be arsed. And C, it's just time. I'd rather use the time I've got to spar and work on technique, which keeps you safe, keeps your head moving, keeps you parrying shots, keeps you slipping, than doing the shit that just fucking destroys your body.
Yeah.
No, it's good you've got a game plan. Just stick to it, man.
Do what works.
With the time thing as well, like how do you sort of spread your time out? Like, are you boxing a lot now, or is it mainly with Unleashed, or a bit of both?
I dedicate my mornings to the gym. So anything between 9 till 12. Say when it gets past 12 o'clock, right, that's it, I've had enough training now.
Yeah.
And then I just, in the day, then I just focus on the rest of the stuff like, Instagram messages.
So admin and that.
Yeah, admin basically, just making things work for the other show.
Yeah.
Just doing little bits and bobs basically.
You can't do too much of one thing as well, can you? Like I do it with my business sometimes if I'm just clattering through jobs and I'm like, I don't need to promote.
No.
And then I'm next thing you know, I'm thinking, oh shit, I should have been doing everything. So
I don't think he suffers from that. It's like fucking, what was it, like the day after the last fight, there was posters being made for the next fight.
Yeah.
So,
that's how it's got to be. No, that's how it's got to be.
a couple of days after that, we were having conversations about something else, and like, you know, when somebody like texts one after the other, you could literally see his fucking brain working.
Yeah, they're not writing a paragraph, it's just in the moment.
He was
Do you
like,
know, I was thinking about the next show, after the one after that, way before I even had that one in it. But you got to think in advance.
That's it,
You have
that's
to think in
chess.
advance because like, I'm already matching people up, and I think, all right, if Dane wins this, he's got to go with this person. If Aaron wins this, he's got to go with this person. And if you're already matching people
you're
up, and I
2
think,
shows
right,
ahead all the time.
yeah, 2 shows
That's
ahead.
mad.
So then it just makes your life easier. Now, so now I've got like,
You've already kind of done the work, innit?
yeah, so I already know George's gonna have the rematch. I haven't posted it yet, but I've already know that's already a fight on there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Jordan, Carl Dixon.
Exclusive, just
Exclusive.
revealed.
There you go.
Do you get people trying to collab? Do you ever get like hit up by other like promoters and people saying, "Oh, we would love to work with you"? Or is it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Subsy wanted to do a collab kind of thing, but what I said to him, he can have a few of his fighters against a few of my fighters,
Yeah.
and we can have like a little space on the show where we shout you out a bit. and we did that for the third one? I think the third one,
it was
and then that's it. To be fair, I haven't really had much people say, "Do you want to do a collab or anything like that?"
Well, it makes sense to like.
I won't water down what you've got.
Exactly. It makes sense to dip into
got,
it, but it doesn't make sense to give away too much. It's like anything. If there's a reason that people would be coming to you as well for that, and that's because you've come in. We were working out about how long you've actually been in the boxing space, and it's like it's not long. Do you know what I mean? So you've come in out, and I think when we did your interview, for the other thing, you were saying about how Arthur's just come in and shook everything up a bit. And
literally fucking emptied it out on the floor and made everybody else sift through the pieces.
Yeah, and so them people are going to be like,
it.
oh, well, how's he doing this? Like, let's see what his secret is,
sort
of thing.
And then it's like copying you, and you're the trendsetter then. Do you know
but then that, I mean, they can.
That's what you want.
People are always going to try and do that, yeah. But there's also protecting your brand with not letting. Do you know what I mean? Why give away something? Parts of what you've already built, so it's like it has to make sense. Like anything you do has to make sense.
There's a lot of freeloaders in boxing as well.
Yeah, if someone else is coming to the table, well, what are you bringing to the table?
They don't necessarily come in because they want to partner up. They'll just
sell your plate, boy.
Yeah, they'll sell their intention, but it's false.
Some people just want to piggyback on your success.
Exactly that.
I'll get that. And my success is a fraction of where the Unleashed promotions are. Like it's just random things without going into them, where people will just try and align themselves to you.
Yeah,
it's
like
I'm not here to big up your ego. Like, I ain't about that. Just because you've got this perception of the person I am online,
they do try and align themselves with you. Though it's very toxic. I've got to watch some people,
and it's the people that come back around as well. Like I've had people that ain't interested in me whatsoever, and then all of a sudden they see you post something big. All of a sudden they want to link up, or they want to. You ever think about doing this? Like, no, mate. I did, but not with you. 2 years ago, brother. Still on red. But we talked about this with you, where like you'll have people trying as well, like look at what you're doing, and then they'll try and piggyback on it or something, and it's like. Yeah, but what do you think it's taken him to do? It's his hard work.
It's not like it's the people that see it and then they don't engage, and they see, I seen that fight, or like you'll probably get it. Oh, how's the fights going, mate? You think you've not been to one, mate? Do you know what I mean? But you see it. I hate that. Just like looking at it, it's just like you just You
know what I fucking hate when you get like from a fighting point of view, when you get somebody who doesn't fucking interact with you, doesn't wish you luck, doesn't pat you on the back, but they will give you all the things that you did fucking wrong on that night. You should have done more of this. You should have done more of that.
Bro.
It's like, if you were that fucking intent on watching it, why didn't you buy a fucking ticket and then you could have come and told me in fucking person, or have a go yourself?
It's like classic, isn't it? You know, in football or whatever. Like, you should have fucking hit it left, and it's like, mate, you're on the couch eating fucking crisps, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't score the goal. It's like,
and the other thing is people that like they don't support when they think that you're not doing anything worthwhile, but as soon as they think being in some way linked to you will give them some clout, all of a sudden they're coming through. Like, for example, say I've got videos that I've made that's much better than my biggest video. So like, say I made a really good video, but it was for an artist that no one knows. No one shares it. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though it's a better video. So my work on it was better.
Yeah.
But then I make a video for, say, the biggest artist I've ever worked with. Everyone shared it. People I ain't seen in years. Haven't spoke to in 10 years are sharing it.
Just to be loosely associated with you.
Yeah, and I find that so ugly.
So it was like, my boy killing it or something.
Yeah, that to me is so fucking ugly. Like, if you in any way rate me, then I'm not saying you have to share any of it, but don't only share that. When you don't chat to me, you probably don't nod at me in fucking Sainsbury's, brother. Do you know what I mean? But you've just shared my biggest video to show other people in the town, look, my boy doing things like big things. Like, shut up, mate.
Yeah. I'll get this. I'll get the fucking little rats off the estate. They'll grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll like share like a video of me boxing, or like a video of my walkout, or pictures of me.
Because you've elevated out of
I bet they still want discount on the tickets as well. They're the ones that always want to, you know what I mean? But they do that. They're the ones that always want discount as well. I'll sort us out.
No, they want tickets on tick.
Tickets on tick. Fuck.
3 for 100 on tickets.
I've ticked the ticket.
So doing that the next show, 3 for 100 on tickets.
3 for 100. Get that
up. Shotting them outside.
Yeah, I think in life you're always going to get people like that leech, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? And it's just part of life. I think you just learn to navigate them people.
I think it's good for you though to be able to like look at these situations and like you know, when somebody comes at you with an offer that's too good to be true. Like last year when you guys came down to the gym, I was on the verge of going as an international pro boxer.
Really,
it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
And turns out,
the deal? What was it? Just a shonky deal?
So I sort of know the guy, and I know people he's worked with, so I won't throw too much information on it. But it's basically this way of getting a license that allows you to fight abroad. Pro licenses are hard to go come across. these ones are quite easy to come across, but they're international pro, not a UK pro, like European, etc. And you'd get fights given to you, and you would be going over there as cannon fodder.
Is it? Oh yeah.
So I'm 3 years into boxing. I'm good on an unlicensed level, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, your average regional pro would beat the fucking piss out of me, and I know this because I've sparred them. So what they'd do is they'd get you a fight in Portugal. That was where mine was meant to be. And they'd tell you, like, go and try and win, but you're probably not going to. And it'd be like, I think it was six 3-minute rounds, or no, it was 8 3-minute rounds I'd committed to. And it was like...
It's a lot.
Yeah, it was like $1,000 I think I was getting paid for it. Plus your hotels, plus your fights, plus your expensive. So you were looked after, it was good money, and you're probably going to get knocked out in the first round anyway, so it's not like you really got to earn your money. But for me, it was like, I like a challenge. I'd like to go and mix it up over there. Plus the life experience of fucking off to Portugal for a fight. But the one small little detail was you just got to send over your money for your licence application fee, and then the rest gets sorted out for you. So it's like, part with 200 quid. Yeah. They sort out the licence, and then they get you the fight. So you take your 200 quid off your first purse.
Yeah.
But then it just so happens you never actually get that first fight, so you've just lost 200 quid. But it was one of them situations where I was a bit dubious about it to begin with, but I knew people who'd worked with him, and I knew he'd come good on a few things. So I thought, I think there was 5 people that I knew worked with him, and 2 of them said he's a dickhead, and the other 3 said he's good. I was like, law of averages then, I'm getting paid. Yeah, so fuck it, we'll try it.
So, Gigi, what do you see next for you? Like, obviously, I feel like you got loads of things that are possibilities in front of you. It's not like you've got one route of what you want to do. So, like,
So in regards to the boxing shows, I just want to get bigger and better, which I think is going in the right direction anyway. Introduce a lot more influencers into the boxing, and eventually I want to go the same kind of route as Misfits, and I want to get like a big venue where I can fit a lot more people in, because I think that we're overcrowding the venue space that we've got already. Yeah. So definitely need a bigger venue, and there's bigger opportunities to come with it as well. Nice. Music. Yeah. We'll do some music, man. We'll get some music going. Yeah. We'll get some music video shot. Yeah.
We need a tune with you two, to be fair.
Yeah, we do need 1,000,000%.
So we wanted to get it early, but mate, we'll have to just come over here on an earlier day and just write to that beat or something though.
Yeah, definitely. When I get back, I'll start writing.
Start getting cooking up.
Yeah, man, we'll do something.
Do a mad video for that one as well.
Trust me, it's a real rap.
And then boxing myself, done the amateurs, so I'm just gonna do as many fights as I can in the amateurs, and for a little bit. Might come back and jump on the unlicensed, or the pro. A bit old for the pro, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hard game to get in, but
I think it's a good idea to come back to sort of like gain some experience on amateur and then come back. And
I think the amateurs, amateurs like as tough as it gets in it when it comes to boxing. You got your pros is a little bit like less. It's a bit amateurs is all full forward, and it's like
they're trying to earn a name, so they want to just go hard.
Yeah. Plus, you're not getting paid either.
Yeah, you don't get paid, so there's no benefit off it.
You're
just
training like a pro, you're fighting like a pro, you're just not getting paid.
Really? No, it's just experience. That's all you get. But I'm happy to just take the experience with it.
Yeah.
Take as many fights as I can. Get all my hard fights out the way. Build up, and obviously try to get myself a little bit better, and then jump back on the unlicensed. Or if there's an opportunity in the pro, then
Yes.
But it's probably gonna be done unlicensed route, innit?
Yeah, that's hard. I could see you on Misfits, to be fair.
Yeah, I was just going to say, to be fair, do you really want to work for the competition? Because that's kind of the way
listen, if the money's there, man.
Well, that's
it, man. Just be the guy that puts it on, but he'll also swing it as well. Do you know
but the thing is, like we were chatting about before, the business side of it, it doesn't make sense for you to fight on Unleashed. Like, because you're already selling them tickets as under the brand, so whatever tickets
my fans will always come anyway to my show.
Yeah.
But if I was going to have... it's too much for me to handle as well. Working all my show out, and that's too much stress. I could never do all that and then fight as well.
Yeah, no.
I was going to do it I think the second show I was going to do it, and the fight flopped, and I thought, do you know what? It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Focus on the running.
Taking 2 hours out of that whole fucking madness that you're dealing with, changing your mind down to a different gear to then go and have a fight, to then come out to take it back up a gear to be able to run the show.
Exactly.
You'd be taking something away from both. I think you'd be taking something away from Unleashed in terms of you won't be able to be as on it, watching everything, making sure it's going well and enjoying it. And then also you'd be taking some out of your performance. I don't think you can't be as focused if you.
It looks a bit more like you look a bit more like a businessman when you're just participating in the running. I feel like some people think, oh, is he fighting on his own card as well? Do you know? I feel like
it's a bit like me.
Yeah, it's what I mean. Like, obviously, people that
Walk
know you know
yourself
it's
out
not.
as well.
But yeah,
walk myself out.
Your own tune, your own song.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
Shooting a music video from Jake that you've been planning.
We did talk about we were going to do. It was quite. I think we should still do it actually. About like basically you'd be selling tickets like in the video, and we'd make it look like it was some like fucking clandestine meetups where he's like selling them something, and then like they turn up. Everything's a bit like mob meeting style, and then he passes them like Unleashed tickets. So it's like he's shot in, but he's shot in the tickets.
Yeah,
I think that could be cool because we were saying we could come and drop you your tickets to sell on that, and like.
Yeah, but you could do it. You could do it where he was just selling the tickets. Yeah, that would
and you do sick locations. So each fighter's got their own little like their location where you go and give them the tickets. Yeah. So you have the bikes and that, and he like pulls up, looks around, he's like passing you the tickets, and then you like zoom in on the handover.
So that's marketing, that is. I like that. That's fucking.
Yeah, you know, like a bit of a Mission Impossible sort of like clip stud.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to blag everyone into thinking it's a fucking street party or whatever.
And you're genuinely going to be dropping people tickets. So if we found it
beneficial.
And you just tell them they ain't got a choice to be in the video.
There you go. Yeah.
We're off the fucking card.
Yeah, where are you, mate? It lets me as a full crew. What the fuck's going on here? Action.
But it would be good, serve as good promo as well for one of the events. Do you know what I mean?
I was saying I want to do something like the Riyadh season anyway for the next one. We always been saying it for a few of them, but let's get the ball rolling with that. We'll do that.
Yeah, like a proper movie.
You be involved. You're a big character in it. So
like the Tyson Fury and.
I want everyone in their own
Usyk.
habitats in it. So like obviously you get Hell's Angels behind you.
Pull up on a bike.
On the bike and that.
I don't know if I could ride a bike with my gloves on though. I might have to do something with that.
We were talking about
just wraps.
That'd be sick, wouldn't it?
That's it.
And then when you get off the bike, bam, put the gloves on. Do you know what I mean?
Talking about having everybody like get a call or whatever, and they're ready for the fight. Do you know what I mean? So say you're all doing something, everyone's in a different location, and like because when Ginge had his cafe and he was going to be on one, we said he was going to be like frying someone to fry up, and then he gets the call. Someone's like, Ginge, you got a phone call or something. He's like, what? Takes the call. He's like, hello. Do you know what I mean? And then it's into like, you're unleashed now, and he's like, fuck it, get the gloves, throw them on the back. He's
gonna have Chan Man in a hospital ward and
mental hospital. And then he actually ended up there.
Ripping off all the wires and that, and then put the boxing gloves on.
But that you could literally have you like some scenic shots, maybe like Canic Chase or something. You rolling through on the bike, like you're just going on your fucking like that's your life adventuring on the bike, and then you stop for a second and you like, I've got a call. Take the call. It's like I need you now. Do you know what I mean for the fight?
Yeah, man.
That could be sick.
I'll be game. You know me.
I like the idea of those ones as well because you know like the sound transitions. Like when it goes to the next scene, it's like you know it makes it all very like fast.
Soundscape.
Yes, very soundscape.
Let's book it in, man. Let's get the first one. You be the first one.
Yeah, man.
We'll get it
straight away.
And then we'll make a list of the fighters that you want to. Proper big, obviously ballers fight. They could do a sick one as well. You know
he's got good ideas himself.
And mate, everyone wants to look good. If you got
Matt Rose, I'll get Matt Rose coming out of the coffin answering the phone.
Yeah.
No, like the Undertaker.
Hello. And anyone in like anything to do with their personality as well. Like find that little thing that's part of their identity, and we'll make that like on Tyson Fury's, I think there was a bit where like him and John Fury were there with fucking their tops off on the site or whatever, and then he got the call and he was like,
that's how you fucking dial these things in, though. Isn't it? That's how you make it
tapping into
unique.
your branding.
Yeah, and that's what fighters need to think about. It's like, what's your fucking character?
Yeah.
What's your unique selling point, basically?
Yeah, whatever it is, fucking milk it, because that's all you got in this fucking game.
He's driving down on a Harley with a fucking big black cock over his shoulder.
No, did he?
That was full, did he? No, there was no did he in that one, bro.
He meant a cockerel, ladies and gentlemen. He meant a cockerel. Fucking hell. So, like, have you got any, like, prospects that you want to fight? Anyone that you got your sights on that's getting it? Or you want to clatter?
Say less.
Yeah, I can't say.
Can't say.
I can't say the ones I've got my sights laid on currently. I can't say any of them, to be fair, because they're all big fights and they're all feisty fuckers. And if I jump the gun, we'll be fighting tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to wait and see, ladies.
Yeah. I've got a bare knuckle fight in 3 weeks. I need to get through that, and then we'll start fucking putting.
Maybe we do a fucking, because I feel like we could have spoke for about 5 hours. Yeah. I feel like it was just one of them flowing. So
when's the bare knuckle?
3 weeks.
Yeah, so maybe do a part 2 after that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. When you got a black eye this side.
Yeah, but you should see the other guy.
I might have a fucking fake eye next time. Mate. The guy's a monster.
Nah, you killed it, man. Fucking.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up there before the camera blows up from
overheating.
But yeah, thank you for coming in, guys, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was awkward. Let's do it again. Let's go, Knuckles. Let's go, Knuckles. There we go. Sound.
My boy.
Respect, brother. Cheers, boys. Thank you.